Welcome back, everybody. Time to skin those pigs and put on your eyeliner because we're doing some more football stuff.
All right, starting off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First logo, 1976 to 1996. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
That was their first logo, huh?
It's not bad for a first logo, I think.
Really true. Even for like a mascot logo.
Not very scary.
He looks like he just landed like a triple, what is that? Like a triple, like some kind of ballet move. And, you know, he like turned to the crowd and winked at him. It's like, you know?
Well, Buccaneers are going to come after you because they love this logo. And they actually still use it a decent amount.
I think like just the style of this logo is something that I tend to like more.
Oh yeah. I think the only reason is because the way the right eye is, it just looks like an eyelash.
And then the wink.
And then the wink, yeah, the wink.
Awesome.
Then they updated it in 97 to the flag, and that's kind of what we know now.
Yeah.
And then after that, they did it a little bit more with the colors, cleaned it up, and then now cleaned it up even more.
Darker red.
To a darker red.
I don't know why. This is the first time I ever realized that the pole that flag's on is a sword.
Yeah.
I've never realized that.
Makes you like it even more.
It is. Definitely makes it cooler.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
And I like how they didn't just cut off the end of the flag. Anyway, they use a lot of flags in their branding, in their culture. They got some giant ass flags, guys.
The only thing I would say about this is like the skull itself looks like an emoji. I kind of would like to see more of that illustrative look, just personally. Yeah. Overall, I think it's like a really cool concept. I really like the idea. I like the colors. The orange football in there seems a little unnecessary.
It definitely adds like 2 extra shades of color that to already, you know, a white, a gray, and a red.
Got a lot of shades in there too.
Yeah, I did just realize that means it has 3 swords in that one logo. Which is kind of crazy. Swords. I kind of wish the opposite end of the flag had a more interesting shape to it too, like almost like it was tied to the sword or something. Just where this end comes off and has, you know, the fray and the torn look.
How would you compare this one to the Raiders logo?
I feel like the Raiders one has a little bit more, I guess, soul. It looks a little bit more illustrative. It looks less computer generated.
I think as a whole, I think I agree with you. It's a little bit got more illustration to it.
It's got more.
This one has more elements that I think help it. But yeah, comparatively, I would like this logo actually over the Raiders logo. And I think it does a really good job. I like the sword element with the flag. I'm gonna give it a 8.
I think I would have given it an 8 too. I was kind of originally thinking 7, but it's a little bit better than a 7, so I'm gonna go with an 8.
Well, I'm going 7, so that's awkward.
I guess in my head, like a 7 is fairly like an average, and I would just put this like a little bit above average. The 97 to 2013, like that's kind of the style I think I would prefer. It's a little bit more sketchy. It's a little bit more illustrative.
Get more messy, like
and it doesn't look so much like an emoji just put on a flag.
Moving on to the branding. This is actually their secondary logo, so you'll see them use this a lot too, and I think it's super cool as well.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but I was looking at all the gray that they kind of just threw at all that negative space, and it looks kind of weird.
I think like to see this on like a black shirt where, you know, you could use, you know, the black as like a knockout. I think it would actually look really cool.
You don't see that orange football like throughout anything else.
Yeah, they don't. It's kind of like that green in the Seahawks. You don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
This is kind of their branding in action a little bit. You'll notice that I kind of switch some of these, the branding up a little bit, because this year it feels like they have 2 sets of branding because it's their 50th year.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So this is what they normally look like. They use a lot of reds, blacks, grays, and I think their branding looks really, really sharp. Like they'll use like calligraphy fonts in there, which is kind of cool. However, I don't see them use a lot of gritty texture. I think like the Raiders, I can't help but think when I think of Buccaneers, I think of Pirates of the Caribbean when they go to like Tortuga, when it's just like
jumping people everywhere.
Yeah. Another portion of their branding, I saw some really cool illustrations. So they use a lot of skulls, which is really cool.
That's very cool.
Whoever's doing the illustrations over there at the Buccaneers, doing a really good job.
Dude, great job.
I couldn't find any branding guide, unfortunately, online, but I did, organize some of the colors for you. Their colors are insane.
Yeah,
They've got so many.
Yeah, they got a lot of colors, it looks like.
So there's a company, I don't know how to pronounce it, Duvin Design Company. They do a really good job at designing t-shirts for these teams. And they did some really, really cool t-shirt designs for Tampa Bay. I just wanted to show you guys those. I thought they looked super sick.
Oh, they're super sick.
They do sell them on Fanatics, but they're not designed by Fanatics. So that's why I really like them.
Yeah.
Because it's something that not every team is doing.
It'd be so cool to work for like an NFL team doing t-shirt graphics like this, because I bet they have like almost no limits. You know, you kind of see like a wide range of stuff.
They recently posted some stuff for the Jaguars, which is pretty cool. So it seems like they're
working around,
getting some work from a lot of these NFL teams, which is pretty cool.
It's definitely a more modern t-shirt that you'd probably see at H&M or Zoomies or something.
What would you guys rank the branding based off of what I've shared?
I'd probably put it at a 6.
6?
Funny.
Okay.
Yeah. 6.
Yeah, I'd probably go about a 6.2.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7. I wish they would dive more into ship, water.
Oh yeah, didn't even think about the
like
water.
walking the plank.
Yeah.
Something like stuff like that.
Now we're
Just
talking.
so many things encompassing that. So it would be awesome. All right, let's move on to uniforms. This is kind of what you would normally see during their games, and they look really good. I like the color, but this year, like I said, 50th anniversary, so they're doing their throwbacks.
Yeah. Creamsicle.
The creamsicle, yeah. I think we all know the creamsicle jersey because we've seen Alan Peters wear it a lot.
Alan Peters.
Right.
And Alan Peters designed the 50 season badge. I remember seeing his videos on it.
He is
pretty cool.
He is pretty good at those badge designs.
Yeah. A lot of their branding has kind of adopted that like 70s look.
Yeah.
The retro.
Which I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
I really liked on like kind of their regular jerseys how the black is more of like a gunmetal gray, like their helmets and their pants. I feel like that is a little bit more unique than some other teams that just use like a regular black.
I also like that they have the ships on the sleeves instead of doing stripes or something.
Right.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the uniforms?
I think they're pretty cool. I think the color scheme is really cool. I know that's kind of just more like subjective. Graphic design wise, every team has a stripe down the pants. Sorry. Every team has a stripe down the helmet. Sorry again.
Their logo does look good on the helmet. Though.
Yeah.
It's cool to see like that flag unfurled.
Yeah, it's a huge flag too.
And do they just do it on one side, or
No, they do it on both.
Oh, okay.
They do it on both.
Do they flip it? They gotta flip it, right?
They do flip it, yeah. And it does look cool on it makes the front look really sharp because the points of the flag.
I'd say I'd give their uniforms an 8.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it a 9 just to give them some credit on the throwbacks for this year.
Yeah, for sure. Are we gonna go 8? I like the throwbacks a lot.
I wish they didn't call it creamsicle.
Wait, what would you call it though? Would you call
Power
it gold?
I mean, I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my head. But I wouldn't look at like a football team, these big guys, and just think of them as an ice cream. It's like,
That's a good point.
Moving on to the culture, so their fans dress up in skulls. That guy won, Big Nasty is his name.
yeah.
He won Fan of the Year one year. Funny about his name is some lady was interviewing him. This is how he got his name. She was interviewing him and she said, "You should have a name." And he's like what? And she goes, "I don't know, something big and something nasty."
Yeah.
So Big Nasty.
Big nasty.
Now I want to kind of get into their stadium. They have a life-size ship in their stadium.
That's pretty dope.
All right, and they shoot real-life cannonballs out of it.
What?
Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh, I was like, holy cow! How is that?
They do
not
shoot.
in a lawsuit or something.
They do shoot cannons. It just blows CO2 out though.
Oh, okay.
So and it makes
Poison.
really loud bangs. There's videos of people just being like all the time. Even players too. Like, what the heck? They just have a really big flag that they use
Where do you
everywhere.
go to get that made? Like, where do you go to get a pirate hat?
I don't know. We are a t-shirt shop. We don't know those things. So, and then moving on to the culture, it was funny because they were interviewing the guy that, maintains the CO2 tanks and everything for the cannons. And they said, yeah, we had to start replacing them a lot more often because Tom Brady.
Oh.
So when they were getting a lot more touchdowns, so go Tom Brady. They won the Super Bowl back in 2021. In 2021, they won against the Chiefs. And in 2003, guess what team they played against?
You better not say Eagles.
The Raiders.
Oh, no.
Could you imagine that game?
That's some pirate action.
Yeah. And then their mascot, Captain Fear.
Look at that guy's face.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's kind of scary to look at.
Yeah, he is scary to look at. He's got like a carpet beard.
That name was chosen by the fans.
His sword looks a little wimpy, too.
Yeah, so
Based on all that, what would you guys give the culture?
I like the pirate ship. I think that's very cool.
I like the pirate ship, too. I like the cannon idea.
Yeah, cannon. That's especially after every touchdown. Like that's a cool way to celebrate a touchdown.
Anyway, what would you guys give the culture?
I'm gonna give it an 8. I kind of liked it a lot.
Oh, I would say I would give it like a 7. I feel like it's fairly average.
I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. 89 out of 120.
That's pretty good.
That's all right. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you guys. So we got the Green Bay Packers. Pretty old team. I don't really understand because I read like they started in like 1919, but then like this logo's dated at 1921. Seems to be like the more consistent one. So very interesting way of how they got the name Packers is back in the day, they actually had the Indian Packing Company basically sponsor the team for $500 to use the Green Bay Packers as their name. And they just use that money to buy like football gear and stuff.
I mean, $500 back then was a lot more money.
Yeah, they probably got, you know, all their guys suited up, suited and booted. And then they've kind of had some very strange logos, I feel like the one that came right after that is kind of this weird like football with like Packers underneath it. That was the best image I could find.
What are those? Are like power lines or something?
I know. And I have no idea what it really is or what it ties to. And then they kind of moved into like this football player with the state of Wisconsin behind him. Very old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then in the 60s, they rebranded to the G. That just represents Green Bay. And they've kind of used it ever since. In 1980, they implemented the yellow color
I like that yellow
into their logo. And yeah.
With the stencil font.
Hasn't changed since, yeah. Wordmark's been a stencil font, which seems to be fairly common among some of these older football teams.
This logo sticks out to me. I think we've all seen it.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of a good thing. If I'm not an NFL fan, but I've seen this logo and I know it. Very, very identifiable. However, I'm just still not a fan of it. It's a G and a circle and an oval.
Almost football shaped.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
It's rugby ball shaped.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the logo a 4.
4? Yeah, I think I would give it a 5. I'm fairly unimaginative, but I think it does work for the team.
I'm gonna go a 3.
Whoa! I 3.
I am going low, yes.
Yeah.
But it literally is just a G in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to jump into some branding. These are some of their secondary marks that they've used, which maybe, I guess, this could be something they could lean into for a new logo is like an image of a football player with Wisconsin behind it. I kind of like that monogram. Maybe that's something they could move into.
Yeah,
is
monogram.
Like more of like a monogram for their main logo.
It makes sense because it's Green Bay.
For kind of like their marketing branding, they actually use kind of this more like clean, almost, I don't know what the word would.
That is not what I expected.
Army green or military green?
Yeah, I mean, that's like kind of their branded green, but I just mean like it's a very clean look. They use this kind of more high-end looking typeface.
It's like a Vogue font.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not at all what I expected.
Right. And it's not really what I expected either, but also I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't actually picture the Green Bay Packers as being like some kind of gritty team that would use like a lot of
but you look at their word mark and like that stencil is used for like military fonts, you know?
It's true.
I get like old school feelings from this.
Prestigious, I think was the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah, I like it a lot. No, I'm liking kind of the old school modernized look to it. I think it looks really, really good.
I feel like it's like kind of unique too. Like I haven't really seen a team yet that's gone this route. Overall branding for me, I would probably give it around an 8. I don't fully understand it. I know that I kind of like the vibe and the look of it, but I just don't know if I fully understand. So I think I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like love it, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's bad branding.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that green and yellow is pretty iconic together. And I mean, you're right though, it's very unique to see that on the field. I don't think there's any other team that looks like that. So I'm also gonna go 8.
I'm actually gonna give it higher. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think the color scheme is great. I think the yellow and the green is perfect. But kind of what you've shown here, I think it looks really, really good. So their branding, I'm gonna give it a 9.
So these are
Wow.
their jerseys.
Throwback is nuts.
Yeah, so pretty standard as far as their regular stuff goes. But the throwback jersey actually dates back to kind of around when the original team owners started it.
cow.
They were a part of Notre Dame, the college.
Yeah.
And
Rudy.
Notre Dame. Originally, the Packers actually used those colors in the beginning. And what I thought was really cool is they painted the helmet to look like an old leather helmet.
I like that blue and that gold with those brown pants too.
Yeah, no, those are interesting. I did not think that they were gonna paint that. But I can imagine a lot of people liking it just because it's different. Like the Packers, they don't have anything different in their uniforms. And it's like, wow, look.
I have a feeling that like fans probably won't like the helmet. I don't know how they'll feel about the Notre Dame colors, but Spencer confirms they have white helmets.
I'm hearing from my intel. Yeah, cool. Anything else?
I think the throwback jersey is really the spotlight of these. Just where it like actually has kind of some meaning to it. It has something really unique with the helmet, whether or not, you know, it's kind of cool. I think it's something that's like I haven't seen any other team kind of do anything similar to. Yeah, I would say I would give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 5. Yeah, not seeing anything super unique about them, other than I guess they're keeping the old school look.
Split difference, I'm gonna go 7. I like the look of them because they are like classic, and I do like the way that the throwback ones look. I think that's a cool idea. So I'm gonna go 7.
All right, moving into the culture. One thing that the fans call themselves is cheeseheads, just due to cheese in Wisconsin.
Okay.
It actually started as an insult from one of their rival teams, the Chicago Bears. They like called their fans cheeseheads, and they kind of turned it on them and like
Okay, we'll be the
became
cheeseheads.
proud, like prideful of it. And yeah, it's like super big in Packer culture and branding is the cheesehead. Well, Wisconsin's cold and they are known for playing cold games. So their culture is around cold. And they had the coldest game ever.
-13. Holy cow.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like even in the cold weather, their fans still come to the games. Yeah, so something that's really cool about their culture that they've like curated is in the summertime during the training camps, they have young Packers fans bring their bikes and the team players ride them from like the locker room to where they practice.
That's awesome.
Which is super cool and it's really cute. Yeah, I just like seeing those big guys
on the
those
little kid bikes. Yeah.
It's super rad. One thing about the Packers is they're actually the only franchise team that is owned completely by the fans.
What? No way.
All the fans have like a certain percentage of, not all the fans, but whatever fans want to buy into the stock, of course, completely own the team. So there's not one sole person that owns it.
That is so
which
cool.
I thought was really sweet.
Cool.
And they really like show up for the fans too. So one big thing is like when they score a touchdown at a home game, a lot of times the team player will jump into the crowd. It's known as the Lambeau Leap. I guess he was like a really old player, very famous for the Packers. They kind of like try to bring in the fans as much as they can. And they also have their own fan hall of fame. If you're a heavy duty fan, you can get put in the fan hall of fame for the Packers.
That's like outside of the fan of the year that
Yes.
they do for the NFL. Wow,
Yep.
that's cool.
I grew up listening to Lil Wayne a lot. Big Lil Wayne fan, and he is actually a huge Packers fan.
Okay.
And came up with a song that's mirrored to, or like a remix of Black and Yellow for the Steelers that Wiz Khalifa did. I just think that's something that's really cool.
Man, I really like that. Just the whole cold aspect of it. I feel like there's a lot of fans of other teams that wouldn't go out if it was freezing cold,
Right.
you know? So that's really cool
Mm-hmm.
that they just adopt that. Cheeseheads, that's funny.
I mean, I can see people in Wisconsin, you know, it's just cold there regardless.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably so used to it.
Yeah, they're bred for it.
Yeah. I'm really liking the culture on this. I'm going to give it, man, do I get, yeah, I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10.
I was thinking 10 too, just for how much it's like fan oriented and less just kind of gimmicky stuff.
Well, I was gonna go a 10 too. Okay. Spencer's told me a couple times now that like their stadium's like in just a suburban area. It's not even like in the middle. It's literally just houses around the stadium.
87.
Nice.
I chose the Saints for my boy Kevin James in that one movie that he coaches the Saints. So this is kind of their original logo back in the beginning of 1967. You've probably seen this logo.
Yeah. What is it?
It's called I just forgot. It's not leaf.
Fleur-de-lis.
Fleur, that's what it is. Fleur-de-lis. Fleur, it's French. It's French. It's because I guess New Orleans is kind of known for its like French roots, settled by the French. There's kind of the evolution of their logo. You can see it went from the other ones kind of like skinnier. This one's a little bit more bubblier, a little thicker, and they added a stroke to it, as you can see. But after that, it kind of just changed color. All right, that's their current one. Woo! Big reveal. Yeah, it literally is just like a little bit darker than the last one.
I'm curious to know, because like this is a symbol that's used all over the place. Like, I wonder like what kind of licensing they have to get, or if there's any of that at all, or if it's kind of like an open source thing where anybody can kind of use this. I wonder how that works. Especially with like such a big franchise football team.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'd want to have a trademarked logo as a team. Well, you'd also kind of want to be unique to your team, and I'm thinking that's kind of why they added the stroke.
I think you can print other variations of it. However,
Like
that
you
exact
their
one,
colors,
every anchor point, how it's positioned and everything. Yeah, I think you can get in big trouble for it.
But like the word Saints too is like also generic.
They're called the Saints for a couple reasons, actually. So biggest reason, most obvious reason, when they got the license for the franchise, it was on All Saints Day, November 1st. You know, New Orleans kind of known for their jazz. There's the jazz standard. It's like the Saints Go Marching or something like that.
I'm gonna give their logo a 5.
I think I want to go higher just because of its versatility. You literally could put that on anything, anywhere you wanted. It, however, isn't the most unique NFL logo out there. I'm gonna go higher than I gave it the Packers though. So I'm gonna go a 6.
I'm gonna go with the 5 like Kyler.
We're moving on to branding.
That's pretty unique.
This is the only word mark they've ever had too. It comes in black, gold, and white.
Very, very hand-drawn, Phil.
It's funny, it looks like a pirate font. It would have been like what Tampa Bay started out with, or what the Raiders started out with, you know?
Yeah, something medieval.
Yeah, but it is unique. I included some alternative logos just because that one's really weird.
Whoa, I didn't realize what it was
Yeah.
until I looked at it longer.
These are like current too. Like these are present day. These do get used.
Look at
Chin.
Yeah, Mr. Crimson Chin right there.
Was it Sir Saint, I think?
Here comes the Crimson Chin.
Here's our color scheme. Like I said, white, black, and old gold. It's old gold that changes depending on what year it is. There's some of their branding in action.
Kicks for kids.
Cool stuff. I like it because they kind of stick to that pirate font we were just talking about, the typeface that you use.
Yeah.
You can see that's like New Orleans, the 4. I'm pretty sure that's the Blockbuster font, just beveled.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. I'm going to give the branding, based off of what I've seen so far, I really like the colors. I actually do like the colors a lot. I'm going to give it a 7.
I think that their branding is pretty strong. I think it compared to other NFL teams' branding. So I'm going to go 8.
Yeah, I think I'd give it an 8 too. It has that kind of old-timey feel. Like I think of New Orleans as like a really old city. Also, I think of it as like a very French city. So, I mean, obviously the logo and kind of like the text that they use works really well, as well as even the gold color.
All right, on to the uniforms. Kind of standard.
That all black one.
No, the all black, and that's their main
The
one
gold
too.
trim, that looks pretty sweet.
They also, like I said, you can use their logo literally everywhere, so they put it on the sleeve as well.
Is that the black with the gold pant? Is that a different kind of gold?
Yes.
Is it like a shimmer?
Because that's a throwback, so it's like to the older gold color.
Oh, gotcha. Kind of wish they did that old gold on the helmet to match it.
But the helmet, the stripe on the black helmet is a pattern instead of just a regular old boring stripe. I like it comes to a point too, instead of just
Yeah.
Straight down.
Yeah, so straight down. I think that's cool. That's why that slide's in there, is to talk about that other jersey, because that is a different jersey with the gold top and the black bottom. Yeah.
I like that look.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the uniforms a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I want to go 8 as well.
This is their culture. They have 2 mascots. Guy, the Crimson Chin, as you guys were calling him. That's Sir Saint.
Looks like he's wearing the helmet backwards.
It really does. And then the dog, his name is Gumbo. I just think that's a good name for a dog mascot, especially, is Gumbo.
I'm gonna name my next dog Gumbo.
Gumbo, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the culture was kind of hard to find. They have this chant, the who dat, yeah.
Just like the Panthers.
No, that was the
Who day?
The Bengals.
yeah,
Oh,
who day.
The
Bengals.
Bengals. Who day?
Yeah, it is very similar to that. They had like this whole sentence I was trying to read. It was so hard. It's like who dat, and then it's like they gon' beat Saints or something like that.
It's like the Bengals one. I'm curious on who had a song and who had that chant first.
So they get like really into crazy costumes like this. They also have this like plaza outside the stadium that's just
Vibey?
Dang.
yeah, just kind of hang out. They're also very superstitious fans. Like some of them will wear the same outfits to all the games. Some of them will pray before the game. Some of them go to church right before the game. Yeah, they're like superstitious.
Oh, wow.
It's really hard because it's it's like not normal football stuff, you know? Like it's, I mean, like they do tailgating and stuff, but I'm gonna go with a 6.
I'm gonna go 6 as well.
I'm kind of leaning towards 7. I feel like some of that like Louisiana and New Orleans culture is kind of present.
They got an 81 out of 120. All right, guys, you made it to the end of the video. Hopefully you like what you saw. Please join us for the next video and make sure to like and subscribe.